Okay, so before I start this video, it's actually two short video, okay? But I want to explain what's going on. So they were waiting for me to do the video that I did to explain what she came in and to do to target me, okay? To see if I would do the video, to make a video on it, right? Again, to see if I, you know, receive whatever message through silent sound. So when I did the video, right, all of a sudden, like I said, I had start hearing Pam. Got up, stopped moving back and forth in the hallway. Now she didn't come into the kitchen; she was just moving back and forth. So I could hear her foot going back and forth, and it was done purposely. It is because at that moment, they were giving her instructions. So you know when they do this, you kind of you know come out of your own. Okay, I can hear her. What is that? Anyway, something that's just like all of a sudden it's like knocking, right? You might be here in the hallway trying to listen to what I'm saying. So anyhow, so yeah, so her moving back and forth is to again giving her whatever instructions to come in. So she come into you'll see, and this was I just finished filming, and I should have kept filming, but when I ended the video is when she finally came into the kitchen, and this is why I was like, okay, I gotta record this, but I gotta make it seem like I'm not recording. So this is why both videos are short. Okay, now there are going to be some key words that she's going to be saying, and I'm going to explain to you guys. Huh? I was, huh? You doing your hair? What you doing with your hair?
I braided it.
Oh, you braid your hair? Okay. Okay, so she came in the kitchen and she had a black hair tie. And what she did is that she opened it up in front of me, as you guys can see. Let me just get to that point where, what you doing up, huh? Huh? You doing your hair? You see that? So she comes in the kitchen, right? With a black hair tie in her hands. Open it up, okay? And now let's get to the other video. Okay. And I just heard you start walking around. I was like, what's she doing now?
Why are bananas on my cutting board? Oh.
Anyhow.
You taking a video?
Hmm? Oh, what are you doing? Okay, right. So now she comes and she's going to try to confront me. Now you see her nail polish. So she's been like, like whenever I turn and she's in front of me, she would raise her hands and she would like use her thumb, stick her thumb out, right? With a nail polish. So this is her just coming, like approaching me because she wants to see if I'm recording, right? So at that point, I kind of ended the video and walked around her, right? Then she starts talking about, oh, who put the bananas there, right? Keywords, bananas, like crazy, not what have you, such and such, right? And let's see, I keep hearing her footsteps going back and forth. But yeah, but this is what they're doing, trying to elicit a fight or flight. So then when she finally left, again, she did the same thing. Palm fixation as she walks out of the kitchen. Palm fixation, okay, with her pinky finger spread out. Okay, so let me give you guys. Let's see here if I can put the camera on. Okay. All right. So let me show you. That's the entrance to the kitchen. So as she walks in the kitchen, I'm sitting on a chair. Okay. And she walks out of the kitchen with her hands behind her back, okay, and doing this, right? Doing this, like so. Wait, here you go, like this. but except behind the back like this, just like that. Okay, so again, this is what they're doing. Now, like I said, they're trying to elicit the fight or flight phenomenon. And because I told her that I was going to actually leave earlier, but then she started complaining about how she's tired and this and that. But again, this is all and I honestly get to understand this. It's still an act, but because again, I don't want the kids to go to school late. Okay, when I'm not here, the kids go to school at 9 o'clock when they should be in school at 8 o'clock. Right? So they will use these things and use her to do that, to try to get me to stay here, even though she's targeting me and the way that she's targeting me now. So like I said, they want to talk about, oh, I'm healed, and using my daughter to do it, using these, like I said, my daughter walks out of the kitchen, raise her foot, right, in such a way in which, and I'm like, they give me that command to look down, and I look down, look at the back of her heel, and then in my mind, I'm yelling, in my mind, my own internal voice, heal, right? But it's not me, right? This is silent sound. This is the voice that they put into my head, but it is my own voice because again, the technology, you're not hearing another person's voice. They're actually utilizing your brainwave frequency, whatever internal vocalization, right, that you make. Like we all hear our own inner voice. That's why we think silently when we read. We hear our own internal voice, right? And this is what they do. So, I've been here 2 days already, and they start to amp up the targeting. Look, you hear the revving of the car engine. This is what they'll do. Okay, and they do really, really loud too. So anyhow, I've been here for 2 days, and like I said, I didn't want the kids to go back to school late, so I told her I said I'll stay out and get them out of the house in the morning, and then I got to go home. I got to come back and pick up my daughter, and then until she comes, and then I'm gonna leave because what they're doing, and also what they also start doing whenever I tell my daughter I love her, they start using the police sirens, right? So trying to detach your emotions, to try to make you some non-feeling person, because this is what they want. This is the narrative. Like, you're not supposed to love, you're not supposed to be happy, you're not supposed to think, right? Also, I was watching a video on Dr. Amos Wilson, and he started talking about until black people start to develop an African-centered way of thinking, and as soon as after he said that, the police siren, whoop whoop. So it goes to show you how they've conditioned our mind and how they don't want us to break free of that mental slavery, of that conditioning, right? And for those of us who start to think different, they're going to attack us, isolate you. I don't know, STIs are targeting is different, right? A lot of it is the same, but the true premise of each of our targeting is different. For me, again, as a black person, who at a young age wanted to start their own business to employ black people, stuff like that, and the industry that I worked in, which was graphic arts, visualization is important, it's key, right? Again, through visualization, you can manipulate people, you can get people to hate themselves, you can get people to dislike other people. So coming from that background, I think that has helped me. And the fact that, like I said, because my brother was targeted earlier, and because there were more information out there on the web about what was happening, I kind of learned a lot. And earlier on, they may not have helped me because again, you kind of like in denial, people telling you what's all in your mind and this and that. But as you start to do the research, and as an individual, particularly a black individual, when you're moving towards a different way of thinking, when you're starting to see, the programming, I should say, because they target you, and they know what they're doing. This is why they target us when we're very young, okay? Particularly us as black men, they target us when we're very young, okay? And condition us in whatever ways that they want, and it's most negative. And for those of us who begin to see it and begin to understand, begin to do research on our own history and understanding the nature of people, They don't like that because also that if we stand up for others and stand up for ourselves and each other, they don't like that. Okay, so this is what's been happening. So you guys heard the sirens in the background because of course every time I explain these things and hit certain points, they're going to start to use the sirens and stuff like that. Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, also Pam, so she comes in wearing black socks, also constantly looking down at her black socks, and this is why when she came in and with a headscarf in her hand, she just kind of like rolled it out in front of me so I can see. This again, this is what they're doing, using the color black, stuff like that. But you know, like I said, I'm studying this, giving you guys an example, so that you would know exactly what's going on and what to do. Hopefully, you can develop some defense mechanism. I have to create a defense mechanism in my mind to combat the feeling of, especially when you're exhibiting that fight or flight. Because I remember in the beginning of my targeting, even when me and Pam first just met, they had so much emotional control over me. Okay? But now for the most part, they don't. She comes back again. Tell you. Anyhow, I will speak to you guys in the next video.